Hello, everybody. This is Steve Reed at KTL. Got some more people logging in here, and I'm just going to give them a few more minutes for people to log in, and then we'll be starting here in just a few minutes. So stay tuned. Thank you. Okay, everybody. Thank you guys very much. We still have some people getting logged in and coming into the webinar, but we thank you for joining and getting on with us today. And we look forward to speaking with you about Dynamics 365 for sales, specifically focused at the unique sales cycle and sales processes for government contractors. So we're going to talk about that and dive into that today. Let's just go through the okay, for some reason it muted there for a second, so I'm not sure what happened. So anyway, we look forward to having everybody with us today, and let me introduce the speakers for today. My name is Steve Reed. I'm with KTL Solutions. Know many of you all that are going to be joining today. So I'm Director of Sales here at KTL. David Bedard is also here with me. David is an account manager and is also a recent certified CMMC registered practitioner here at KTL, and is on our team focusing and working directly with government contractors. From TechnoMile, we have Aaron Tate. Aaron is he is head of sales engineering at TechnoMile, and Max Broom is also on for TechnoMile. He's an account executive there. They'll be joining, doing part of the presentation, and Aaron will be doing an extensive kind of solution demo today. So wanted to introduce them real quickly and go through that. A couple Q&A or moderator type things today for the session. David will be moderating and kind of looking at 4 questions. If you have any questions as we go through the presentation today, please feel free to use the Q&A chat box that you can put in there. Submit your questions there. Everybody will be muted, but submit your questions there, and David will be on the lookout for those, and we will bring those to the webinar as we go through things. So we're probably going to try to hold most of those to the end if possible, so that we can go through. So, but please submit your questions there. The other thing is we are recording today's event. So today's event will be recorded. We will within about a day, we'll send you out a link to our webinar recording, as well as the presentation deck that we're going through today. So please feel free to share that out once you get that. But we'll be covering all of that in the recording again, so when you get it. So anyway, we look forward to that. So KTL, let's just review a little bit what we're doing in the cloud ourselves. Many of you are existing KTL customers. in either the GCC or GCC-High cloud. So we're very active in working move government contractors into GCC or GCC-High to help you meet your compliance requirements. We obviously can sell and provision the licensing for GCC or GCC-High, but we also do a full range of migration and development services and implementation and support services in that environment as well. We are moving, a lot of clients are moving their workloads into Azure Government, so we can license Azure Government tenants and services as well as a full range of configuration services with that. We're going to be diving in a little bit more to Dynamics today. Dynamics is a kind of a new addition into the GCC and GCC-High world, which is why we're going to be talking about that today, but we can provision and license that as well as a full range of configuration and implementation services. The other thing is KTL certainly can help you with CMMC consulting services. KTL was recently certified as a certified CMMC RPO, which is a registered provider organization. So we are, set up to do that. And then we currently have 2 CMMC registered practitioners on our team, and David and Disha Patel. But then we have 2 other folks that are going through training as well. So we're going to have several people on our team that would be able to provide and assist in services for CMMC consulting services. So we're very, very active in working with government contractors, not only in terms of helping them utilize and configure their business applications, but also helping them with their compliance needs. So we're going to talk today about Dynamics 365 and the CE apps, which Microsoft calls those customer engagement apps, and in GCC and GCC-High. For some of you that are already in GCC or GCC-High, you know that historically that a lot of the features that were in the commercial cloud lag, and they are not always available in the GCC or GCC-High cloud for a while. But over the last 2 years, I have to give Microsoft credit. They have done a very good job in both GCC and GCC-High and bringing a lot of those many requested solutions and workloads to those 2 cloud environments. And one of the major features that was missing was the ability to have a customer engagement, a CRM, customer service or field service type of tool available for government contractors that needed to have the solution deployed in their compliant environment. And so that's one of the features that has been added. That's came to the to this cloud, and of course we work with customers helping enable those customer engagements as in GCC and GCC-High. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Dynamics 365 in terms of just the platform itself and what it is. And then with TechnoMile, we're going to dive much, much deeper into really their extended solution targeted specifically at government contractors. So Dynamics 365 is really the ability to harness one Microsoft across everything. It's got a very, very deep integration with Office 365. So a lot of the tools that you're using are going to integrate and be very, very seamless in working with Dynamics 365. You can utilize Power BI and in the entire Power Platform and Cortana Intelligence to bring a lot of artificial intelligence, predictive insights, and other types of reporting tools to Dynamics 365. And do those types of things. So it's built on the common data platform, and it just has a very closely integrated solution set with all of the Microsoft solutions, and allows your team to be very, very productive. So the important thing is, for sellers is to, modernize sales productivity. And obviously Office 365, as I stated earlier, and Dynamics works very, very seamlessly together. But our goal is to help sellers do less, not more. So you're trying to provide the tools necessary to them to make them as efficient and effective as possible to hopefully bring more, business and to your organization. And, doesn't help sales productivity if you're just bringing them one more set of disconnected tools that don't talk and do not work together. And that's the beauty of Office 365 and Dynamics, that it does all work together. It's very easy to set up. Obviously, it's a familiar user experience. You guys, many of you all are already on Office 365 or using it, so it's a very familiar user experience. With your team. It has anywhere, anytime access, which we'll talk about a little bit more in terms of its mobile capability. It's very flexible and extensible in terms of being able to access the common data service that Dynamics is set on. And you have the ability to connect into it that allows you to be able to create a lot of insights and analytics to help you enhance your reporting and information. So it's very, very accessible for you and your team. So again, doing less, not more. So the key thing is for sellers is to focus on what's most important and to streamline seller workflows and to start with what you need. So those are kind of the three core areas to focus on as a part of this process. So in terms of focusing on what's most important, as you can see here, as we talked about, the Dynamics is going to interface and integrate very, very tightly with a lot of the Microsoft solutions. So you're going to be able to tailor interactions with customers. This has Dynamics directs and directly integrates with Outlook. So you're going to be able to connect information and track information that you do in Outlook directly into Dynamics. You're not going to have to switch back and forth between applications to see that. And while you're in Outlook, you can actually open account and customer records and see the information right from Outlook. Clearly, also in Teams, very tight integration with Dynamics 365 for Teams. You can integrate and get guidance in terms of like where deals are within. Many of you sell as a part of a team, so within teams and channels and things like that, you can connect right into Dynamics to understand that. And then actionable insights with the ability to display. There are a lot of reporting and dashboarding capabilities inside of Dynamics. Those can be displayed right in Teams, as well as even publishing Power BI dashboards directly into Teams right from the dashboard of Dynamics. Streamline workflows. Clearly, if you're working in a team and collaborating on an opportunity and you're part of that team, their ability to collaborate on the deals in a modern workspace is there. So there's the ability to communicate or integrate those channels from Teams into Dynamics and be able to collaborate across that team. Certainly within Dynamics, you can use a lot of the content creation tools of the Office suite. So Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Those tools can be leveraged and created and integrated directly into Dynamics as well to help create sales documents, invoices, quotes, proposals. And as we said before, you can work on the go with Dynamics. It is completely mobile enabled. There's an iOS and Android app in the App Store that you can download. So even your sellers, while they're in the field and out of the office, would be able to access it via these mobile tools. And you can start with what you need. You can get up and running quickly. Many of you are already on Office 365. The ability to set this up and get your processes and your tenant and your business applications up and running can be done very, very quickly. You can configure it, the application, to some of your specific sales processes, as we're going to talk a little bit about today with TechnoMile and some of the unique processes that really exist within the government contractor space. So we're going to talk about that. And the other thing is you can count on a platform that's going to grow with your business. Microsoft has proven that they continue to develop, expand, and innovate in all of the areas that they operate in. Dynamics is no exception. And if you look at any of the recent Gartner or Forrester Wave surveys that have gone out, Microsoft Dynamics 365 is rated a leader in the Salesforce automation category. And of course, they're going to continue to innovate and continue to create a platform that's going to scale and grow and provide new innovation to you and your business. Okay, so I want to segue here a little bit about, inviting and having TechnoMile here because of our involvement with government contractors. Many of our customers needed a solution that worked specifically with their requirements. So Within the dynamic space, it's very common that to have third-party providers that bring solutions and get added in to Microsoft solutions like Dynamics that either one, extend functionality, or two, bring very specific industry features and focus, which is what TechnoMile does. There's no doubt, all of you know, that the sales processes for federal contractors is very different than those of a private sector business selling to other businesses or other consumers. It's a very, very different sales process, and the tools are very different. You have very unique needs and things like that. TechnoMile's built a very specific industry-focused solution that's targeted specifically for you guys, that sets on top of Dynamics 365. So really, with Microsoft, you get the Dynamics platform. That's a great software foundation. TechnoMile has a lot of history and background and has brought a very specific industry solution to the table that gets added into Dynamics, and we're going to see more of a demo of that here in a little bit. And then with KTL, we bring very strong customer service and implementation abilities that we can add and bring into your Dynamics solution, and that basically is going to help ensure outstanding customer success for you and make this a very rewarding experience and great business application for you. So with that, I want to kind of transition to Max. Let Max introduce TechnoMile, talk to you a little bit more about their suite and what we're going to see today in terms of the demo and kind of what they do, and then we're going to kick things over to Aaron for the actual solution demo. So Max, I'll turn things over to you.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Stephen. So first and foremost, thanks to everyone for joining us here today, and a special thank you to the KTL team for featuring us in their webinar. I'm going to give a brief overview of TechnoMile, a little bit about what we do, who we are, and then I'll pass it over to Aaron, as Stephen said, to showcase how the TechnoMile solution can optimize that Microsoft Dynamics platform for the government contracting industry. So a little bit about us. What our company does is we develop a grouping of pre-built applications that you can deploy right on top of the Microsoft Dynamics platform, and these address multiple different pieces of a government contractor's business. So we're going to today and all of the demonstration portion on this growth module in the bottom left-hand corner here. However, I do like to showcase this side for everyone's reference. Some of our other modules include solutions that are aimed at managing contracts and risk, managing program management, partner management, as well as a proprietary competitive intelligence data lake that grants you access to contact information as well as contract information, all accessible without ever leaving your Microsoft environment. So if we go to the next slide here, to dive in a little bit deeper to what the growth platform is, really think everything business development, everything capture management. And the way that we like to think of it is marrying that sales intelligence with sales enablement. And sales enablement, when it comes down to it, is really just reflecting you all's own unique proprietary business development capture process within the solution, and empowering your users to perform all of the various capture activities that you may be doing in various locations today, like calculating P-win or generating a gate review presentation or tracking your B&P spending across various opportunities, giving you the ability to perform all of those various actions within one centralized location so that it's auditable and we can automate the pieces that make sense when it comes to that automation conversation. So that is the sales enablement portion of growth. The sales intelligence portion is that in any step along the way of our capture effort, we're granting our end user the ability to access all of the various third-party databases that may be relevant to that effort. So whether it be the ability to quick create an opportunity from a site like Bloomberg or GovWinIQ, or populating some of the call plans that we're developing, or perhaps accessing a record on beta.sam.gov so that we can create that one-to-one linkage. What we're trying to do is eliminate that swivel chair mentality of a user having to update the capture tool and then go check all these other various third-party databases to see if anything's changed. We want to make the CRM that central collaboration hub where we can access and interact with all the other various databases that may be relevant to our company. And at the end of the day, really what I want to touch on here is what you'll see during the demonstration. This solution is built with the end user in mind. And it's our methodology, it's our belief that if we empower that end user to as quickly and painlessly get information into the system, whether they're utilizing some form of automation, some workflow, or some integration we've developed, then as an executive on the back end, when I'm pulling reports, that's going to be the most up-to-date and impactful information. So we're really customer-centric and focused on that adoption of the system. So on the next slide, before I pass it over to Aaron, I just want to showcase some of our 100+ customers that are utilizing one or more of those solutions that I quickly touched on in the first slide. As you can see, we are solely focused on the government contracting industry, and we take direction from all our customers, which is one of the benefits of having a managed package that evolves as you evolve and is ever up to date with, as we know, the ever-changing environment of the government industry. So having said that, Aaron, I'm going to pass it over to you, and we will jump right into the demonstration, and we'll be happy to answer any questions as they come in that Q&A box. So thank you, everyone. Aaron?
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Max. I'm just now going to share my screen and start to get started through our demo. Again, thanks for your time today, and thanks you for KTL for inviting us to the webinar. So as Max mentioned, we have a suite of products that are government specific and focused on helping and enabling government contractors to be more efficient, especially through the sales, capture management, proposal management processes, and then end through contracts lifecycle management. And today I'll be highlighting our growth product, which is specific to the business development portion of the government cycle. Now, I like to start off on this screen because this is the first screen whenever you start in on Dynamics. When we first log in, you get access to your dashboard, and we provide a number of different dashboards out of the box, whether they're, in this case, a business group performance dashboard that shows an active information that can be filtered down based on year actively or over the different segments, the different areas of the pipeline, etc. This is based on either Power BI or can be a native dashboard inside of your environment, and also can be filtered down based on the user's role. So if they're a capture manager or a business development manager, they see information that's specific and relevant to them. So as we walk through the growth platform today, all of the information that's being fed into this platform and recorded in terms of opportunities, contacts, accounts, etc., all of these help to feed the reporting and the dashboarding capabilities that we provide out of the box. And those are the things that will help your teams be more efficient, understand more about your business, and also how to improve the process life cycle of earning the government's business. So now I'm going to transition into an area that most of you are very familiar with, and this is Outlook. Outlook web app in particular. In Outlook, desktop is similar, but as we were talking about earlier, as Stephen mentioned, Dynamics 365 does natively integrate very closely with Outlook and Office 365 in terms of being able to generate documents, link to Outlook, and then also collaboration in Teams, and I'll show you how the Teams works. But in this case, when you first start off, and most of the teams that we work with, they spend a lot of time in Outlook, and they spend a lot of time working with their customers and receiving emails. And over here on the right-hand side, this is where you see the Dynamics 365 app that gives you the ability to see information about the email that I'm looking at that's tailored and specific to that specific email. If it comes from a customer, it'll show the customer's information over here, as well as being able to see and actually navigate through opportunities, accounts, contact information directly inside of Outlook. So there's a lot of capability here to give you the ability to actually maintain your pipeline and your accounts directly from Outlook without having to actually go into the system. But beyond that, I want to kind of walk through how you can use the growth platform to actually maintain and manage your accounts and start to capture more business from the government. What TechnoMile does is we're a native application that runs inside of the Microsoft environment and really helps to leverage that really secure underlying platform that Microsoft provides with their GCC and GCC-High clouds, and overlay on top of that the ability to capture and get more information about government agencies and contracts. And so we'll start off from an account level. An account in a growth situation or the growth program is either an agency, or it could be a competitor or a vendor. So from an agency's perspective, this is your main screen of tracking where you're at with, in this case, the GSA, or with the Department of Army, or with the sub-agencies. And the growth platform gives the ability for, to bring in information from our proprietary data lake to see more information about the GSA. And you can see here the TechnoMile bar here that gives the name. It's linked in the system, and then also proprietary contact information from that data lake. And you can see here now it pulls in directly into your environment. You don't have to leave the growth application in order to see more details about the GSA. Their obligations as funding agency, as awarding agency, top 5 NAICS codes, vendors, more information and competitive intelligence to understand how to pursue business at the GSA. The other part that we provide is a comprehensive agency hierarchy of federal and DoD offices in the government. So from an agency hierarchy perspective, all you have to do is you click this agency hierarchy button, and what it'll do is shows you the top level of the GSA, and then below the GSA, all of the different sub offices or agencies that are below. And you can bring those into the system as accounts. You can also import contacts from each of those agencies, et cetera, to see the specific contacts that are in there. Let me just go back into that right here. So what it does is it allows me to bring in specific contacts, and now I can link those in the system. And you can see here Yvette Waugh, who's the executive officer of GSA. Here's her phone number. Here's the office that she's in, and then also whether or not she's in the CRM or not, and who is the relationship manager for Yvette here in this case. We also, when you link the information to our data lake, we'll keep that up to date in the system as well, and make sure that keeps updated in your system. So it gives you the ability to discover people inside of these agencies where they're currently at, but also track their progress as they move through the different the parts of the government. The other way that you can track inside of accounts at the agency level is using our relationship mapper, and that's built directly inside of Dynamics, where any contacts that you bring into the system or you manually add into the system can be automatically mapped into this, and you could put in where they're at, their location inside of the different parts of the GSA in this case, and then also what's the status of your relationship with them. And it gives you a quick way to discover, okay, where does my call plan need to be today? Obviously, Mark Wahlberg down here in the bottom corner needs some immediate attention because their perception is moderate of our offering. The priority is high, and then also we have a really weak relationship with him. And so this gives you some quick triggers to either send him an email directly, set a task in the system to reach out and make a call to him, or to record notes about how you're, what you're doing in terms of what calls that you've had with him and what the relationship status is. Now, this system really provides the ability to keep all of these records in a collaborative space. So in the time of remote work and doing lots of remote visits and calls, it helps to have one central point of truth of all this data in terms of your account management, your capture management, and then also the contact management, so that you're not over over tasking or contacting your the contacts in your accounts. So we customers really find this useful in order to understand where they're at, and then also collaborate across that account. We also in this area, I'm not going to highlight everything here, but we do as you're onboarding and as you're working with these agencies, at the top you do have a phase process that you go through in order to, like when you're first discovering, or if you're new to the GSA, if you're qualifying as a certified vendor, and then also if you're executing on contracts, as well as any opportunities you're pursuing inside of there, competitors, and then also awards for past performance use. So that's on an agency perspective. Now, in the system also, you can track accounts in terms of vendors, partners, or competitors. And this gives you the ability to really start to understand, okay, if it's a vendor, okay, where have we worked with them in the past? Do we have past performance on opportunities with them? And then also, where are they working, elsewhere, not necessarily with us. And so in the same case, you can use this bar here to see the details specific to, in this case, CACI International. It brings up all of the current information, and you can do almost like a virtual black hat to understand more about CACI's overall their business in terms of their hierarchy of subsidiaries. In this case, at the bottom, it shows you all of the subsidiary information by DUNS number, their total transactions, transaction amount, where they're pursuing it, and then also if you're tracking them, those subsidiaries as accounts in the system as well. So that's gives you more details specifically about them. Now, if you want to see contract award information, this is where you go here. These are definitive contracts that have been issued to CACI, and then you can also see here that we've got the award amount, start date, and end date here that will give you a little bit more details about what they're performing, and sort these by end date. So if you want to see, ones that are ending in the next year or so, you can sort those, see those specifically, and then find them and actually put them and bring them into the system as competitive opportunities. And what it'll do is it imports these definitive contracts as an opportunity with the start date the same as the end date of these competitive opportunities in the system. Now, if this is a partner and someone that you want to work with moving forward, you can also, at the top here, there's similar to what we saw on the agency level, this gives you the ability to track the status of this either partner or a vendor in the system as well. If you've got the registration, you can take them to configurable stages as you onboard them, as you work with them, and then also collect information about them as they're performing work with you. Now, I do want to show just briefly, if you do want more information about CACI, and you can also see their definitive their IDIQ contract vehicles or IDVs here as well. But if you want to see more information, all you have to do is click this button, go out to the portal, and what that does is it takes you to our analytics data lake outside of the Dynamics environment, and now you can see even more information about subsidiaries, contract vehicles, etc., and filter and find more information. So that's all linked together with this system, so you can get more competitive information directly from this system. So now I've got a good understanding of, from an account management perspective, either partners or for agencies. Now I want to go into opportunities. You can source and create opportunities by using that competitive intelligence tool that I just showed you, importing those in the system directly. Or you can create opportunities by either connecting to beta.sam.gov or GovWinIQ using their web services connector. We can work with you on that integration, or manually creating those in the system. And this is the screen where as you've started to, or you've created a new opportunity in the system, really where you're going to start to track the key details that are related to this opportunity for the GSA Vehicle Engineering and Maintenance Operations Task Order. What we provide out of the box is multiple different sales processes that you can go through in order to capture this opportunity. So if it's a large IDIQ and you want to take it through a full Shipley process, we do have a Shipley methodology that's built out of the box that gives you I think it's 55 of the top activities that are related to the capture based on Shipley. We also have a Miller-Hyman methodology, or we can work with you to configure these stages to match the stages that you currently use in your opportunity pursuit process. As part of this, though, these stages can control the information, either have required steps or required information that's captured at each step, to make sure that the opportunity process is maintained and you're getting the right details and information during this opportunity capture. So if you want to move from one stage to the next, you can see here, if I want to go from qualification to this next gate, these are the key details that I need to record. And if the ones that are checked off, and if I want to progress from to the next stage, all I have to do is hit this next stage button, and we provide a stage gate review process. And this is a stoplight chart basically for each of these activities that are required for the stages, to show you the stage that you're coming out of in qualification and the stage that you're going into this gate. So from qualification, it looks like, okay, I want to check with my team to make sure if this is in progress or completed or not started. So identify and prioritize customer needs is completed. Research and assess customer is completed. And then as we go into gate DS, it looks like these two, we'll put them in progress. You can also generate gate review PowerPoint presentations directly from this system as well, so that if you don't want to use this stage review as your definitive gate review, all you have to do is click a button, and it will pull the information from your opportunity and save and create a PowerPoint directly, either into SharePoint or off onto your desktop, so you have that for record. It can be automatically on your template and with the fields that you want to see onto that gate review process as well. So we really want to help to reduce the amount of time of manual entry into those PowerPoint decks to make it more efficient as you're going through and reviewing with your leadership, et cetera. So on this opportunity, just to orient you to what you're seeing here, so below the stage gate process, we have key details that you're tracking in terms of the opportunity itself, as well as the key phases of the opportunity pursuit. Now, let me just preface that this has everything turned on, and we're showing all of the different options, but we can turn on or turn off different components to make sure that this is tailored for what you want to see, and you get the right information, you're collecting the right information. So the first part of this is, how do you get information into the system? So I mentioned linking to beta.sam.gov or pulling in from GovWin. So this is the beta.sam.gov. You put in your solicitation number, and the TechnoMile connector will reach out, pull all the information that the government has published from beta.sam in here, and including any attachments, et cetera, and link that to the opportunity. So that's one way to get information in, so you don't have to type it. The other way is through GovWin IQ, and so Deltek's GovWin IQ web services connector. You put in your opportunity ID and your GovWin instance, and it will reach out, pull down all of the details that Deltek has published in terms of their analysis of these opportunities as well, so that you have all those details that are related to this opportunity. And then the final way is through our analytics connector, and that's where you can link to what contract vehicle you believe that this is going to be listed on, solicitation number from beta.sam, awarding agency, if there's an incumbent on this opportunity, and any suggested contacts. And our analytics competitive insights connector will bring down and show you information directly here on the opportunity. And all of that will then feed into the details that you're capturing that are very, purpose-built, government-specific, your role, whether you're prime or not, solicitation number, competition type, as well as total contract value, including the primes and subs for this opportunity. So there's a number of different ways that you can track information here in the system, and we want to make it as easy as possible to get that information in. Now, if you do have a blank or you do have areas that you need to fill in information, we make it easy by trying to either pull data from analytics, from beta.sam or GovWin to fill the gaps on this opportunity and to make sure that you're not having to do that manually. So if there are any gaps, we'll pull that information in, as well as to make sure it's pulling from whichever source you want. And then the last thing I'll highlight before we go on is just other areas that we make it more efficient. P-win calculators that can be configured based on what you want to see. P-go calculator based on the risk score. And then also, as you go through your opportunity pursuit, you can also check and see from a scorecard perspective what's been performed by stage, which activities have actually been completed, which ones haven't been completed, and then also which ones are overdue and who they're assigned to. So there's a number of activities we built in the system to make sure that it's as easy as possible to pursue these opportunities. The other things I wanted to briefly highlight is a connector to SharePoint. So any of the files that you create or that you upload onto these opportunities can automatically create your file structure in SharePoint. So you can see whenever you create a new opportunity, it will automatically populate your folder structure as you want to in SharePoint. You upload documents directly here, and then you can collaborate with other individuals directly in using the Office 365 environment or other Microsoft products. And then the final part of I wanted to highlight in terms of collaboration is using Teams. This button here where you click and hit collaborate. What it does is it will open up your Teams window. This probably looks familiar to those that use Teams. You've got your overall teams and then your channels, and you can link those opportunities directly to channels inside of Teams, and you can actually do a lot of your opportunity management directly through the Teams interface, either from the web as I'm on here, or through the Teams desktop app, and it brings in all of those key details from the opportunity, and you can do that collaboration directly in that environment. So those are the main areas that I wanted to highlight in terms of the TechnoMile growth product. We have a number of different ways that we can help you get started quickly and efficiently, and then also help to configure and make this environment that work very well with your sales process and with your opportunity account capture process as well. So thank you very much, and we're open to any questions and love to hear more about your environments.
Thank you, Aaron, Max, and Steve. Yeah, there are a couple questions that have come in so far. First and foremost, this one looks like it's for Steve. Can Power BI connect to Dynamics for additional reporting?
For sure, yeah. Those tools can connect right into the environment, for Dynamics, so that you can, as Aaron outlined, you can build dashboards that can be displayed directly in Power BI, or the dashboards could appear in your workspace as well, so they can be published right in your Dynamics environment.
Okay.
Yep.
And it looks like the other one that came in here is, my organization utilizes Deltek CostPoint. Can we integrate that with that system? And it looks like it's for Aaron.
Yes, you can. And on the opportunity side, so as you're pursuing opportunities, you can actually track your bid and proposal budgets, any budget information that you're capturing in terms of this opportunity. We do have a connector with CostPoint to retrieve information from CostPoint and display it here inside of Dynamics. And we also have the ability to do a two-way link with CostPoint to push those updates to CostPoint as well. The system can also integrate with a number of other ERP systems like Uninet, Finance and Operations, or other ERP systems, so that you don't have to leave this system in order to get those key financial details about an opportunity. And then in the contract lifecycle management side, post-award, you also have the ability to see actuals, build information, et cetera, from those systems directly here.
Okay, and kind of a follow-up question to that, for the Deltek GovWin integration, do we need our own GovWin account?
you would need your own Government account in order to receive the Government updates. You would need to have your own login to Government and the web services connector, and then we would provide an integration from this system to your account.
Okay, and this one looks like it might be directed towards Steve. What if our organization is not moving to GCC or GCC-High? Can I still use Dynamics 365 and TechnoMile?
Sure, yes. Everything you see here has always been available in the public cloud, and we can certainly stand up a Dynamics 365 tenant and connect and add in the TechnoMile solution for that. So if for some reason your CMMC requirements or the type of data that's going to be in your CRM is not CUI or CDI or pushing you into one of the government clouds, we certainly can do that and configure that solution. So I have two other ones that have come through that I got messaged separately, David. So
okay.
This one, these are both for Aaron. Aaron, when an opportunity is created, as you said, and you bring it in and it would be linked to SharePoint, are those, when you do that, does it automatically create a team channel in Teams so that file structure and all of that is also on the team side as well?
We can set up an automation to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it would set up it create a group basically for it.
Okay, great. Okay. The other was for one of the questions that came up is that, if they bid on an opportunity, they ended up, let's say they didn't win the opportunity, but it's a 2-year contract or a 3-year contract, and that's coming back up again, and they want to be able to track it or continue to follow that contract so that they can rebid on it again next year or in 2 years or 3 years. Are there ways to flag those so that you can come back to those and you don't forget about them and your sales team can follow back up and continue to re-engage on that when the contract expires or comes back up again?
Yeah, you can. I didn't walk through the closing process, but when you close, you can either close those as won or lost. If you close them as lost, then we can set up activities. We can have an activity that will trigger and send you a notification like, in the future, this is a new opportunity, or this is an opportunity you pursued in the past that's coming up for a recompete. The other way that we could do it is have, whenever you lost an opportunity, it creates a new opportunity in the future with the incumbent as the competitor that won that opportunity as well. So there's a couple of ways we can configure the environment to help make it more efficient for you as you're tracking.
Great, thanks.
Okay, yeah, it looks like there's one last question here, for you, Aaron. How customizable is the bid process? It looks like they may need to have a process in place to kind of check for organizational conflicts of interest.
Yeah, so we do actually have an OCI process that's built in here as well, where you can record those conflicts of interest that are related to these specific opportunities. So that's an automation here. You can put in what your OCI type is, the reason, what opportunity it's related to, etc., and these get stored and related to the opportunity. But one thing that I didn't highlight as much as I probably should have is that we provide the 80% solution here, right? So there's a customizable. We can add in fields, we can add in change and the nomenclatures around the opportunities themselves. So there's a lot of flexibility. We want to just give you a product to start with that gives you the 80% to get you the way of government contracting, the major activities, the major processes, so you don't have to start from a blank sheet of paper, basically.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you guys. David, any more questions?
That looks like that was it.
That's got them all. So anyway, well, we appreciate it. We thank you very, very much. First I want to thank Max and Aaron from TechnoMile for being on with us today. I think this is a great tool and a great solution. We're in a lot of discussions with customers and now on this, and there's a lot of interest in it because it is it very tightly fits and integrates with the sales processes that many of our government contractors have, and the fact that it sets in Dynamics, which is a great platform to build from. It's been very, very good. So Aaron, Max, I again want to thank you guys for your participation and your partnership with KTL on this, and thank you for being here today and doing a great presentation for us. And we want to, for the rest of you, again, be on the lookout. Thank you guys for joining today. Thank you for your questions. We will go ahead and send out a link to the recording as well as the deck for everybody on here that's attended, as well as, and then you can feel free to share with your any team members that you want to see this that could not attend today, any people from your BD team. And definitely do not hesitate to reach out to myself, David, or Disha, any of the account managers here at KTL to help you with this process if you're interested in learning more, and we can get something set up with Max and Aaron and team to do a very targeted demo for you and your business development people at your organization. So thank you very much. Appreciate you joining us, and you guys have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week.